Welcome to In Conversation, where we invite fascinating people to spill their guts and hopefully share some wisdom. Grab a snack and join us for a chat that's almost as enjoyable as gossiping with a friend. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce to you our latest guest, Saatiyah Dante, a Cape Town based digital creator known for romanticizing life through fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Her elegance and thoughtful approach to styling doesn't just reflect trends, it tells a story. And she carefully crafts in every post and video. In today's My Top 5 feature, Saatiyah is sharing the top 5 things that keep her grounded as a creator. This promises to be an honest, inspiring, and deeply personal conversation about what anchors her behind the cameras and beyond the outfits. So turn up the volume. Settle in, and join us as we explore what truly inspires and grounds Satya Dante right here on In Conversation. Before we dive into your top 5, how have you been lately? And also, I hope I said your name correctly. Is it Satya? Yes, it's Satya. You said it correctly. Okay, I wasn't sure. So how have you been? Thank you for having me though. I'm very excited but nervous to be here. But I've been good. I've just been very busy with campaign, like creating content. But I've been good. For those meeting you for the first time, how would you describe yourself and what you do as a creator? Okay, so my name is Saatiyah Dante, and I would say that I'm a lifestyle slash fashion content creator from Cape Town. So my work focuses mainly on fashion, beauty, and then, your typical everyday lifestyle moments. So at the heart of what I do is creating content that feels authentic but relatable while still having that aspirational aspect to it. So I want my audience to feel like they're connecting with a friend who's sharing genuine recommendations and just to share like the little joys that makes life beautiful basically. Okay. So are you a full-time content creator or you also have a job or a No, student? At the moment I am a full-time content creator. I left my 9 to 5 in June. So how has it been treating you being a full-time content creator? To be honest, it was busy at the beginning of the year, but when we hit the slow period from, I think it was July and August, things kind of slowed down. So I was contemplating on whether or not I did the correct move to kind of quit my job. But afterwards, around the end of August, things started picking up again. And that's where I learned that there are slow periods and there are periods where it kind of gets busier. But I would say that it's been amazing so far. And it's been amazing doing something that I love and something that I'm actually very passionate about. So I would say that what sparked my content creation is that I've always been kind of on the creative side. So I didn't really know what path to kind of follow. So when I realized that you can actually tell a story with fashion and you can tell a story with visuals without using words, I was like, okay, this is actually something that I want to go into. And of course, I had to do research and kind of get into what content creation is all about because I thought that there's only one way into making money when it comes to creativity, and that's going into marketing. So when I saw content creation, I was like, okay, this seems like something that I can do and something that I can be good at. So that's kind of what sparked it because I was always into storytelling. So would you say content creation and being an influencer is the same thing? I wouldn't say that though. I would say being an influencer, there's always debate about that. But being an influencer, you influence someone to kind of buy something. That's my understanding of an influencer. Whereas content creation, you basically creating the story, you creating this content that resonates with a certain group of people. So you're like a storyteller, a filmmaker, all in one, basically. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Your Instagram bio says romanticizing life. What does that mean to you and how do you live it out? So when I say romanticizing life, I don't mean now go live in a fantasy world. Like that's not what I meant. So basically for me it's just about finding the beauty in small and ordinary things. So this stems from when my mom always used to tell me like make the best of what you have. And that kind of really shaped the way I see the world. So it taught me to look at everything in a positive light
and just to be grateful for life's little moments, like maybe waking up, having a cup of coffee, and just putting an outfit together that makes me feel confident. So that is what romanticizing life is for me. So I do it both online and offline. So it's not just a persona that I put on social media.
So what inspires your creativity most right now, whether in fashion, lifestyle, or simply in life?
I would say that it's just a feeling. So, like for me, when I think about what inspires my creativity, it's about how I feel, and it's about trusting the process as well. So, I know that creativity is not linear. So, there are going to be times where it's a bit messy, and there are going to be times where things come easy. So, for me, it's just how I feel. So, how I'm feeling in the moment is when I create. So, if I'm feeling in a good mood, and then I like to play with color, texture, or like you could also hear in my vlogs, like the storytelling would be very light. Or when I'm feeling maybe sharing something inspirational or something that is heavy on my heart, you can also hear that in the storytelling. So the creativity is more about how I feel, I would say.
So being a creator can feel overwhelming at times. What does staying grounded actually mean to you in your day-to-day life?
So I would say staying grounded is just realizing that we are all going through life and that maybe if you see online, everyone is posting their positive side. So it's not about comparing yourself. It's just about trusting yourself, trusting that your vision is what you put out there. And also just about my support system that's very important to me. Like those are the people that keep me grounded the most. And they make me realize that, comparing yourself, it's not worth it. Setting boundaries is very important, especially when it comes to your mental health, because you're constantly online, so you're gonna constantly compare. So setting that boundaries, giving yourself time to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being is also very important.
I'd like us to get into your top 5 things that keep you grounded as a creator. Those are essentials that keep you centered when life and social media gets busy. I would like us to start at number 5. What's on your list and why?
So we're going from five to one.
Yeah.
So number five, it would be like I explained my balance and the boundaries. So it's knowing when to step back, knowing when to recharge, and just look after your mental and physical health. And also knowing that there is life offline. So not kind of shaping your life into just being online, but also just staying authentic to yourself as well.
So is this something you'd recommend to other young creators to have a balance and boundaries when doing content creation?
Balance is it's very important because I didn't know this at first. So I was constantly getting burnt out because I had to balance studying, I had to balance my 9 to 5, and I had to balance content creation. It was just a matter of going, like just go, go, go. But I had to step back and realize that you have to have like these pockets of time that you have to put like for each thing. So for my studies, for my 9 to 5, and then for my content creation, and also just making time to live life offline and kind of just disconnect. So that's why sometimes on the weekends you won't really see me posting that much because that's my time that I get to spend with my friends and with my family.
So wait, my apologies. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. So what would number 4 be on your list?
So number four would be just embracing the process. So just reminding yourself that creativity isn't linear and there will be messy times, there will be good times, as I said before. And that's part of the journey. And that's what makes the journey real and beautiful. Not knowing where you're going to end up and not having that perfect plan in place because sometimes some things don't work out for the better.
Number 5 is balance and having balance and boundaries, and number 4 is embracing the process. So what would be number 3 and why?
So number three, I feel like it's one of the most important ones on here. So that would be my support system. So like I've mentioned before, it would be the people that's closest to me that basically remind me of who I am outside of social media. And they encourage me through both the highs and lows. And they're there for me when I do need that little voice telling me to stop comparing myself to others and that I am where I am supposed to be.
And number 2, what would be your number 2?
So number two would definitely be my mom and the advice that she gives me because she's been a really strong role model in the way I live. And she's basically what keeps me humble, what keeps me resourceful. And also, she helps me to focus on the possibilities instead of the limitations. Because she always says, make the best of what you have. You shouldn't make excuses. You should work for everything that you have. You always grind. And that is the values that she installed in me. Live it out and up until today.
So wouldn't you say she's part of your support system
I
at
would
number
say that.
three?
I would say that, yeah, but it's more of her advice that that keeps me going, and like the lessons that she teaches me or that she has taught me because she doesn't live anymore with me. So that's why.
Okay, I understand. So what would be your number one?
So number one, definitely it would be my faith and my gratitude. So that just allows me to
Come
slow
again?
down.
Didn't hear you properly.
It would be my faith and gratitude.
Okay. You can go
So,
ahead.
okay, so that would just remind me like to slow down and to be present and just to appreciate everything that I have. And it's also a reminder that everything comes from God. Obviously, it's the big man upstairs that you're gonna have to thank always. Everything comes from Him.
So that means every Sunday you are at church.
No, not
Taking.
not church. I am Muslim, so it would be a Friday, but we at home.
Sorry. So okay, now I'm gonna recap your top fives. At number five, it's balance and borders. Having balance and borders. And number four, it's embracing the process. And
Yes,
number three, having support in system. And number two, having your mom. And number one is faith and gratitude.
yes, that's correct.
So would you say your top five is something that another creator also should implement in their life as a content creator?
I mean, if they are coming from where I am coming, it's definitely some of these top fives they can take and embrace it. While other they can maybe add in or throw in a few of the 5 things that keep them grounded. Like, especially, I feel like my faith and gratitude plays a big role. My mom plays a big role. And I would say embracing the process, that is very, very important when it comes to smaller creators or creators that's just starting out because we always see like these big creators and the big things that they're doing and not understanding the process that it took them to get there.
Yeah. You've shared your top five grounding practices, but if you had to choose one that has carried you through the toughest season, which one would it be and why?
I would definitely say it's my support system. Like, that's important because sometimes, you lose faith or you lose hope, and you have people around you that's constantly reminding you that it's okay, it's okay to fail. It's okay not to get that brand deal that you wanted. It's okay, if you're not where you think you would be. And I think that's the most important one for me.
Are you still in your 20s?
Yeah, I'm still in my 20s.
So, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned so far in your 20s, especially as a woman navigating creativity and career?
I feel like the most important lesson would be that it's okay not having everything figured out. And like your journey is not going to look the same as the next person. So that is the most important lesson that I've learned in my 20s. And as a woman balancing career and creativity, I realized that there is going to be moments of doubt. You are going to compare yourself as well. And you are going to be uncertain whether or not you should try and like move forward, but that's completely normal. Doubt's completely normal. Uncertainty is completely normal. But what matters is just that you stay true to who you are. And I am going to put emphasis on this a lot in the interview. You trust the process and you celebrate your small wins,
Yeah.
even though your small wins might not look as big to others. But celebrating those small wins is so important. And like I said,
So, what
prioritizing your mental health and emotional well being, that is important as well.
So what's something you're still learning or unlearning about yourself?
I would say that I'm still learning to trust my own instincts and creative vision because sometimes, you come up with an amazing content idea that feels authentic and you know it's going to work. But then you look at how other people execute their ideas and then you uncertain about whether you want it to look the same as other people in the industry, you want to follow industry standard, or you want to break completely free out of that. And I'm still learning that, success as a looks different to everyone, and your timeline is your timeline. So what you have others might not have, or what others have you might not have. But yeah, that is what I would say is one of the things that I am still learning. And one of the things that I am unlearning right now is that you shouldn't put yourself in a box, because I always thought that putting yourself in a box, maybe picking one niche that is how you grow. But unfortunately, it's not how you grow because I realized that we are multifaceted beings, meaning we are layered. We have many parts to us and we are complex. So staying in one place can actually hold you back, especially like in the content creation space, because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly growing. So just accepting that you won't like the same things and accepting that your content will grow as you grow as well is very important.
Earlier on, you mentioned that success is different. What does success look like for you?
So for me, success will look like I'm finally doing something that I'm enjoying and that I can do full time, that I know that I definitely will make money from there, and just financial freedom basically. So that is what I'm pushing for. Doing something that I love and having financial freedom to do it.
So, who would you say or what has influenced your journey most inside or outside the creator space?
So I would say that outside of the creative space, it would definitely be a mixture of my personal experience and the people that I have in my life that has influenced me to kind of push into content creation. And then inside of the creative space, I'm inspired. If it's okay if I can mention people.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I would be inspired. Like I've grown up watching people like Emma Chamberlain, and I'm inspired by local, I think local content creator, which is Edway Bukasa, and then a YouTuber as well, Best Dress. So for me, it's just seeing how they've grown from small beginnings and making it big, while still maintaining that hunger, that drive, and using what they have to basically make their dreams a reality. So that for me, it's really motivating and it pushes me to find my own voice, to experiment, and as well as take a lot of creative risks.
You mentioned YouTube. Do you see yourself having a YouTube channel in the near future?
No, definitely. I've had a few requests about the YouTube channel as well, but I feel like right now that is a bit too much for me. So maybe in the future, like next year, possibly. I won't say when, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking into starting a YouTube channel. Yeah.
But what will it be about?
So I would say mostly it would be about lifestyle. It would be about I'm not sure if you've watched like Emma Chamberlain, but I really take a lot of inspiration from her, how she used to talk to the camera, like
Yeah.
speak about personal experiences because you never know who might relate and who you might also encourage. So things like that, like maybe like Q&A, not sessions like big sister talks, definitely vlogging because I love vlogging, so longer vlogs as well. And just small moments and just moments of my life, basically.
So if you could give one piece of advice to someone just starting out as a digital creator, what would it be?
I would say that if I could give one piece of advice to someone starting out, it would be to trust your own voice and just to be consistent. I know everyone has heard consistency, but consistency really is key. And I would also say no matter what resources you have, because when I started out on a Y7, and then it took me about 2 years to save up to getting an iPhone SE 2020, just so that I could start creating content properly. From there, that SE 2020 literally took me to my first brand trip, which was Rockin' and Daisies last year. So I would say focus
Yeah.
on creating content that excites you, be patient, and trust the process always. Growth takes time, but if you're consistent about it and you're authentic about what you create, it will definitely carry you far. Because I would say the creators that go the furthest are the ones that has the audacity to put themselves out there. They basically they don't they're not embarrassed by putting their work out there, even if it's not perfect. They do it anyway because they know that once you let that fear of embarrassment go, that's when that's when you'll make it big. I feel.
So would you classify yourself as a shy person or an outspoken person?
No, I'm definitely a shy person. But I think because I started getting into content creation more, that kind of built my confidence up as well. Because I used to be shy. I still am shy when it comes to events. It takes me a while to open up. But definitely content creation that brought the confidence out of me.
So how do you balance authenticity with pressure of trends and social media?
That is a good question. I would say that for me, authenticity definitely comes first. So that's the most important thing. So I would focus on creating content that feels true to who I am and what I enjoy rather than just chasing trends for the sake of engagement. So there is a lot of trends that I have missed out on because it just didn't feel like me. But at the same time, I do pay attention to what the trends are. So I try not to copy and paste trends, but kind of like draw inspiration from it and then put my own spin on it. So for me, it's about finding a balance between being relatable, but also staying relevant while not compromising my voice on the things that genuinely inspires me.
So, for the person who's listening now, if they were to remember one thing from your top five, what from your top B?
Definitely embrace the process. I've said this over and over again. Embracing the process is one of the most important things that you can do. Just remembering that
So
it
why
does
didn't
take
you put
time.
it on number one?
I don't know. I just mentioned from the top of my head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can be number one as well.
So Tay, I would like to take this moment to say thank you for taking the time to share your story and to share a little bit about yourself and your top five things. Where can people follow and connect with you?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. This was completely out of my comfort zone. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak today, even though I was a bit shaky. But people can follow me on my Instagram, is Saatiyah Dante, and then they can follow me on my TikTok as well, which is Saatiyah D. And
My last question, which big brand do you see yourself collaborating with? Bucket list.
that's on my bucket list. I would say I would love, love, love a brand too, but I don't know with which one, with what brand. But right now, I can think of maybe Sol de Janeiro. That is one of the brands that I would really love to work with this year.
Once again, thank you for joining us. Is there something maybe you want to share with the people? Maybe any project that they should be looking out for?
Definitely look at my Instagram for my Mr. Price video that I have posted. Yeah, check that out because it's the first time that I did something like that. So it is a bit out of my comfort zone. I am very proud of that as well. So you can have a look at that on my Instagram page.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.